times longer than traditional bulbs. Look for the Otter Tail Power Sticker on store shelves and start saving today. Visit otpco.com/LED to find a store near you.
Grown-ups, aren't Sundays more fun without, can I have screen time? Can I have a snack? I don't want to go to Grandma's. It smells funny. And I'm bored. Bored is impossible on Kids Day at Target Field. The gate 30 for lawn is turned into Bullseye's backyard. Kids' meals are half off. Kids 12 and under can run the bases after the game. And Grandma's invited too. Enjoy your weekend wind-up with Sunday Kids Days, presented by Target. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Monday morning. It is currently sitting in at 70 degrees, and it is 10 after 9. How's it going, Mary?
Oh, well, it's breezy. Oh my goodness, I thought the cabin would blow right off its foundation last night. It was crazy. All day yesterday was really awful. You know how I hate the wind.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just wind. I mean, and we're going to have another couple of days of this. And I hate it. I just hate the wind. You can't do anything in it, you know?
Try golfing in it.
Oh, that's right. You were golfing.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well,
some holes better than others, right?
Some holes better than others. I think we went through an entire case of balls.
Yeah, that happens with the wind like that.
Yeah, it was. I was coming up. We were out at Stocker Lake. I've never golfed it before. Nice.
I have not either. Not since it became, an 18-hole course. Isn't it 18 or is it just 9?
I think it's just 9.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
think 18
since they renovated it,
Yeah,
I guess, which has been quite a few years now.
Clubhouse was very nice.
Yeah.
Golf carts were nice.
Great.
We went out and to tell you how bad the wind was. I was coming in on hole 9, and they got this nice little water feature in front of it, and I'm like, okay, if I grab my 3 wood, my fairway wood, I can knock it over.
Sure.
Hit the ball. It's like going right towards the green, and all of a sudden I notice it starts coming backwards, and it's like, no, right in the water.
Don't do it. Well, you have the joy of knowing that if there hadn't been a 100-mile-an-hour wind, that would have been a fabulous shot.
I would. There's so many shots I would have had.
You might have holed it in right there. Who knows?
Hey, who knows? I have holed it in on par 4.
I know you have.
I hit a 2 on a 4. So
I would like to suggest that had it not been for the awful wind, that would have been an eagle for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. We went out there. There were 6 of us. We played it scramble style, so it was fun.
Great. Well, I had a great Mother's Day too. I spent some time with my own mom after church. Went to church with my family, and then in the afternoon, kids and grandkids came out for a little while in the afternoon out of the lake, and so all in all, just like the perfect day.
Yeah, we did the Mother's Day brunch at Beach Bums.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So everybody, both sides, Mom, Dad, Heidi, then Jen and the boys, and Luke's girlfriend, Aiden.
Okay.
That we were all there for Beach Bums, and then kind of went out to the lake for a little bit, and then went home, got ready for golf, and went golfing.
That sounds great. Well, we did dessert yesterday afternoon. I just went and I really cheated. I went to the store and bought like 5 different kinds of ice cream treats and put them in the freezer. So everybody, and the kids, when they opened the freezer, they were like, oh my goodness, look at all this. And the dangerous part is that all of this is still there. Because we didn't touch I think I bought 5 different boxes.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, so I have a good variety. If anyone should stop by the cabin, there will be dessert. That is if John doesn't get to it all first.
I'm just saying, we've got a break room here, and we got a lot of, hungry announcers.
Yes, well, yeah. I got to tell you that toting frozen treats from Fergus Falls to Pelican Rapids, I mean, it works, but it's kind of a hike, especially when it's 94 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
It was yesterday. So that was the hardest feat of the day, is getting it all out there and having it remain sort of frozen.
And we still got several days of hot weather.
Yes,
I mean,
and
red
wind
flag
to go with
today.
it, right?
Yep. So we got a red flag today, hot, breezy, 91 Tuesday, Wednesday up around 88. And we're gonna have a cold front hit Wednesday night, and that's when we're gonna see a little bit of rain coming towards the weekend.
Boy, do we need that,
Yeah.
especially after this hot and wind.
Thursday night's low 45.
I know. They're even talking about potential frost over some of the nights in some areas coming up later this week and into the weekend. So, and I did hear someone say, again, they're looking ahead at Memorial Day, saying it's going to be cool and potentially wet.
I'm okay if it's
Yeah.
wet. I mean,
We need it. That's for sure. It certainly changes maybe a little bit of what people are going to do. But, in this part of the country, I think we're kind of used to Memorial Day not being great weather.
No.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Having 94 degrees in the middle of May like this, not
Yeah.
even middle May, this is pretty unusual. In fact, I think I heard that today's record is like 95 or 96, somewhere in there. And I just hope we don't even get close to that record.
No, 91 is fine.
Yeah, I hate 90 even.
Yeah.
Even if it's the 15th of July, I hate 90. But this early in the year,
May, yeah.
oh boy. And I always worry about, with this kind of wind, fire danger and that
Yeah,
sort
we
of
do
thing.
have
So,
we do have a red flag warning today.
Yep.
So
Yep.
do not burn.
No, not anything.
And-
We were reluctant to hit the igniter on the grill. We didn't even do that yesterday.
And you do have to be careful. I mean, it's not just bonfires and such. You got to worry about chains on your trailer. You have to worry about
Dragging
exhaust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exhaust on ATVs. Your
Yep.
cigarette butts, where you throw those.
I know.
I mean, there's so
Lots
many
of
different
things to
ways.
worry
Yeah.
about, for sure. So yeah, it isn't just a bonfire.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say you and I called it, but I think there are a lot of people across this country, including the entire Trump administration, who called this. China would weaken in the knees, and they have.
Yeah.
Now, we know this is a short-term weaken, but I think it will become long-term while they hash out a deal. But basically, what are we, a couple weeks in, and they're like, okay, uncle,
Yeah.
we need to do something, so let's have this pause while we negotiate a final deal. They went from 145% tariffs to, or were they at 130?
Oh, that was 145.
Okay, 145 to 30%. No, I take that back. They went down to 10, and the United States went down to 30. So that's how that went. So a pretty significant decrease
And
for a short time at least.
there's one aspect that I never thought about. My dad brought this up to me yesterday when we were out at the lake, and we got some leftover fireworks from the last year. And that is one of the industries getting hit
Yes.
hard with the Chinese tariffs are fireworks. Because starting out, fireworks are spending.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
very expensive. Now you're going to
Yes.
put 145% tariff
Well,
on it.
I think they're down to 10% now.
Well, now, but I mean,
Yeah.
this was
Right.
our conversations yesterday, so
yep,
yeah.
Yep. So 4th of July should be covered. I forget how long this deal is, this kind of pause. But anyway, maybe we can find out here. The 17th week back in the Oval Office, we'll see him focus on his visit to the Middle East, which will mark the first major overseas trip for his second term. President Trump will return to the Middle East, re-emphasize his continued vision for a proud, prosperous, and successful Middle East, where the United States and Middle Eastern nations are in cooperative relationships. So anyway, he and China, they are closing in on a trade deal after a productive talk, and it looks like they're going to have some very big announcements.
Yeah.
Which, like I want to say, we called it,
Yeah.
but so did a lot of people. They knew that this would bring China to their knees.
Yeah, it was unsustainable.
Yeah, I mean, they just couldn't go on. And so, so I think just as we surmised, and I think it's really hard for Americans, regardless, even if you are on the conservative side of things, to trust what's going on. It's really hard when you see all these tariffs and all you do is hear about them and how awful they are and how terrible this is going to be for consumers. And it's easy not to buy into that way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sky is falling, and a lot of people buy into that. And I got to say, it's hard. It's hard to put your trust in an administration who is doing things like this. But as we hoped, and as I think the administration was pretty sure it would happen, things are starting to look a lot better with China.
The Dow was up over 1,000 points.
Yeah. So you knew that the market would react to that, and so I think we're in a certainly a much better spot than we were even last Friday. These talks over the weekend, so that's good. How about this one? President Trump may receive a luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet as a gift from Qatar's ruling family during the Middle East trip, potentially for use as presidential aircraft. Air Force One.
I would be highly against that.
Despite reports, Qatar denied gifting the plane, stating it is under consideration for temporary use as Air Force One. Concerns arise over potential legal and ethical issues, and I heard...
Security would be my number one.
Well, that would be one thing. I heard Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt say that anything that comes to the United States and to this administration as a gift or a deal of any kind will be completely transparent, and they will make sure that any deal made is absolutely within their legal bounds.
Because I do know that they are working on a new Air Force One, and I thought it was actually supposed to be done during this administration. So
yeah, well, they might be getting one here shortly. So, and clearly, they're going to take a look at it for security reasons, of course.
I wouldn't go within 10 feet of it.
No. But anyway, pretty interesting. Let's see what else. Newly elected Pope Leo. We got a pope over the weekend too,
Yeah.
and an American.
Chicago.
Yeah, born and raised in Chicago. I don't think recently he's spent very much time there. He has been a missionary most of his time in Peru.
And then I think the last couple of years he's actually been stationed at the Vatican.
Okay, all right. Well, I heard him interviewed this morning, or asked a few questions, and they asked him any plans on returning home for any length of time in the near future, and he said, I don't think so.
No.
Lots to do here and lots to get used to. It was a big deal to get an American pope. Never happened before.
Nobody ever thought it would.
No, I thought that was really interesting.
And
pretty quickly, too. It took not even a full 2 days.
have you seen the video that's going around about him at a White Sox game?
No.
It's
Yes, I
have. It's a
have.
playoff game. They're like,
Yes.
and here's the crowd, boop, Pope.
Yep. And then, so they were trying to decide, who's his Chicago team.
Yeah, he's a White Sox guy.
Is it the Cubs or the White Sox? But he is seen at a White Sox game, so we have to surmise.
Well, and his family said he's a White Sox
Oh, he
guy.
is, okay.
Yeah, because they've interviewed both of his brothers.
Okay. Well, pretty interesting, and I don't think his family or anyone else thought that this would ever potentially happen. I don't know if he's one of, I don't know, do they have a short list of people to vote for, or is it all of those?
There's a Vatican phrase, and they used it a couple times coming up into the conclave. You come into the conclave thinking you're going to be Pope, you'll leave as a cardinal.
Oh, okay.
So normally, if the people that are high on
there's
themselves,
no short list.
they're I mean, you got 100 and some odd cardinals. There's probably a short list of people that, people are thinking about. And they had been talking about him. They said, hey, if there's ever a chance for an American pope, it'd be this guy.
Okay.
But everybody else, like I did, there's just no way there's going to be an American pope. And
Yeah. And it was, yeah. He expressed deep concern for global conflicts, quoting Pope Francis on the subject of avoiding war. He also emphasized a peace resolution for the India-Pakistan conflict. So he's a guy that's high on peace, and that's good. Not being of Catholic faith, it's interesting to me how, this is such a big deal. There's one guy, and the whole world of Catholics is just, they were just.
Well, I'm Lutheran, and I'm
waiting. Well, it's interesting for sure.
I think it's highly interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting to me. Let's see. I guess that's about all I had for you on the front half of the show. I just can't believe where we are. We're already almost the middle of May.
Yeah.
So is it 2 weeks until Memorial Day?
26th.
Okay. So that is coming our way fast, and then 1, 2, 3, summer, right? Yeah.
4th of July.
I got to tell you, it felt like summer at the cabin yesterday.
Yeah.
Holy Moses! And maybe I was just a hint grateful for wind, maybe not as much wind. We wanted to play beanbags. I got new beanbag boards for Christmas, and I'm just
You should be able to play that in the wind.
Well, it was pretty tough. It was a side. The way we have so little lawn out there, and the way that it's laid out would have been a side wind, and the bags just aren't heavy enough to withstand. I mean, we had 50-mile-an-hour winds out there yesterday.
See, I would have loved that for the simple fact that I'm not good at bags to start off with.
Good
so it's the wind.
But I love it. I love playing it.
Oh,
I guess
it's fun.
we could have just put one board out and everybody went the same direction, so you had the same wind. I don't know.
I'm so bad at boards. Luke, our middle child, beat me while throwing the bags between his legs.
Oh my, okay.
He goes, because he's really good. He plays them a lot.
A lot of people are, and I want to get good. I want my grandkids to want me on their team.
But he's like, okay, I'll handicap you. And just as a joke, threw it between his legs, and he held it. And he goes,
oh boy.
I'm like, you're doing that the entire game. He goes,
okay.
Still beat me.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, I'm not very good at it either, but now that we've got a good set of boards, I'm gonna be out there practicing, God darn it. All right, coming up on 9:30, break for some market information. We'll talk with Mary from the American Legion when we come back, and lots more on Morning Talk. Stay with us.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
If shore lunches and backstraps are a main part of your diet, then we've got a radio show for you. Sporting Journal Radio. It's the Midwest's radio home for the outdoors. I'm Brett Amundsen, and I'll get you caught up on the latest hunting, fishing, and outdoor information each week with tips from guides, biologists, and wild game cooks. Tune in to Sporting Journal Radio.
Catch Sporting Journal Radio Saturday mornings at 8:06 on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the new Fergus Now app on your phone.
Previously on the Under the Hood Show. When I was a kid, I had a chance to get a chemistry set.
I got
Only
the
I'd have
chemistry
known.
set, and I started experimenting with the baking soda and the vinegar thing, and how cool that was. And of of course, I had to overdo it like I do everything, and I got it on a little bigger level, and I got in a lot of trouble, and we had to buy new carpet for the living room. It was not good.
You should listen to the Nordstrom's Under the Hood show with the Motor Medics right here, KBRF, 1250 AM, every Saturday at 10 a.m.
You never quite know when the next storm is going to strike, and all it takes is for a little hail to ruin a perfect crop. But you can protect yourself with a hail insurance policy through Ag Country Farm Credit Services. The insurance professionals at Ag Country can help you customize a policy that will fit your farming operation. Protect your revenue today by contacting your local Ag Country office. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you.
Markets this hour brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a customer-owned cooperative.
Good morning, market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Grain markets now moving a little bit higher. Minneapolis wheat struggling to come back, but we're trading a fraction, actually either side of unchanged here now at the moment. Quarter penny either way. Loan and Associates analyst Matt Hines says a lot of market news happening today, but the biggest news was the U.S.-China trade news over the weekend.
Definitely more than expected tariff cut between the U.S. and China. China dropped their tariffs imposed on U.S. goods from 125% down to 10%. We cut ours from 145 down to 30. So it definitely supported the beans overnight and continues here this morning. Wheat, actually, we set some new lows both in Chicago and Casey. Wheat overnight, but they've come back as well. And of course, we have a lot of news coming out later today with export inspections, crop report, and crop progress this afternoon.
And the China trade deal, also a big story in the livestock market.
Definitely bullish from the trade deal as well, but I think most of the impact also shutting down the Mexican border. No more live cattle, including actually horse and bison imports from the New World Screwworm again. Sounds like this is going to be a month-by-month thing. This will be at least in place for the next 15 days. It definitely sent feeders rocketing higher, new all-time highs again for most contracts, and May finally breaking through that $300 level as well today.
Seeing a typically quiet Monday morning going on in the cash cattle trade. Packers and producers preparing for the week ahead. Bids and asking prices not established. Cutouts expected to be lower on light box movement. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network. Don't miss the latest Fielding Questions podcast produced in collaboration between the Red River Farm Network and Ag Country Farm Credit Services. We visit with Insurance Officer Bill Roiger about hail insurance and more.
Federal crop's kind of a baseline $1 all the way up to the value of the crop, whereas hail, we can kind of place it on the top-down concept. You can kind of pick and choose how much you'd like there on top, and just to kind of take that shallow loss out of play, or take that risk off your farm. I know in certain parts of our Ag Country footprint, the planters are actually wrapping up now. They're getting some of the last of their crop put in the ground. In other areas, I know that we're just kind of getting underway. So if you are, whether you're sitting out there in the tractor and you have a little time to talk, feel free to call us. Or if you're getting things wrapped up and starting to report acres, and that crop is emerging out of the ground, we're ready to field your phone calls or stop by for a visit.
Fielding Questions, podcast produced in collaboration between Ag Country Farm Credit Services and the Red River Farm Network.
I'm Mark Oppold with an American Agriculture History Minute brought to you by Helena, makers of Cohort. Meet your new ally in the battle against weeds. Cohort is a convenient next-level liquid designed to strengthen your post-emergence herbicide. Learn more at helenaagra.com. Eugene Funk was the grandson of Isaac Funk, one of McLean County, Illinois' earliest settlers and arguably the best livestock producer in the area at the time. The Funk's success in livestock led them to consider how they might achieve similar advances in corn. Eugene studied science for 3 years at Yale, chose to spend his 4th year in Europe, and when he returned home at the age of 25, breeding corn became his life's work. His early successes resulted in the formation of Funk Brothers Seed Company, later would become Funk's G Hybrids, brand name in the 1930s. Their 90-day corn set the standard in the Midwest.
July wheat Minneapolis is now a penny higher, $5.94.5. Chicago July wheat up 6 cents. Kansas City July wheat is 6.5 higher. July corn 3 cents higher, $4.52 3/4. December corn's 2 3/4 higher, $4.44 3/4. July soybeans 12.5 higher, $10.64 1/4. November soybeans 14 1/4 higher, $10.44 3/4. In Winnipeg, July canola is up $6.10 a metric ton. June live cattle $1.37 higher, $2.1605. August is up $1.12. August feeder cattle $3.02 higher, $3.0332. September's up $3.02 as well. June lean hogs $1.85 higher, $99.42. July hogs $1.97 higher. Dow Jones Industrial Average is 906 points higher. This is the
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. It is 9:37 and time for one of my favorite segments on Morning Talk, Two Marys and a Dave.
All right, and we say good morning to Mary out at the American Legion. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, good. Boy, it's another hot one out there. Feels like summertime, and it's going to be cool by the end of the week. So I don't know if the Wednesday special should be chili or should it be a chicken sandwich? I don't know.
We're going to go somewhere in the middle. It's going to be a rib sandwich with JoJo potatoes.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds...
I've had those before. So
no, tell us about the potatoes.
They're seasoned, battered wedges is what they are.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
you had me at battered.
Yeah, anything fried. It's all good.
Yeah, oh boy, that sounds good. So that's the Wednesday special, and of course people can reserve their Wednesday special anytime. I know you have a lot of people who are just automatically on the list every week.
They are. They have a set time, a set number that they pick up, and it's just like clockwork.
Yeah, that's great. Well, lots of other things cooking out there too, and I know that a lot of people took ribs home for Mom for Mother's Day and for guests for the fishing opener. And of course, with summer coming on, I would guess that a lot more people like to do that kind of thing. And you guys are always up for helping people with that.
It seems like it's something that people do all year long because we're forever sending out ribs and sauce separate and giving them instruction on how to caramelize them in their own oven. And some people even tell us that they've done it on the grill. So I've not tried that myself, but some people have had some good luck with that. So something fun to try.
All right, that sounds great. And you know, a lot of people are using these Blackstone griddles too, and maybe that's an option even. So who knows? We could start a whole new thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. You should, if you try it, Mary, you should let me know how it goes.
Okay, well, we might need to give that a spin. We just got a new Blackstone at the cabin, so maybe you ought to give that a spin. Okay, so here we are, almost the middle of May, so you still have plenty of time to take advantage of great May dessert specials. What are they?
They're amazing. The lemon blueberry layer cake, a lemon meringue pie, and turtle ice cream desserts.
Ooh, boy,
They've
that
all been
sounds
very
great.
popular, selling well, and we'll keep making them.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Mary, what is the number to call? Sounds like somebody's calling to order the Wednesday special already. So what's the number to call if you would like to get on that list or you'd like to order something?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right, Mary, have a great week.
You as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye. Mary from the American Legion. Sounds like Mary's got to go answer the phone. Take a couple of orders. So anyway, yeah, so much good food comes out of there every week.
I was bummed. I missed their Wednesday special. I ended up having to...
We missed it last week, too.
And that was that loaded tater tot with the rib meat and all that stuff on it?
I think that was the week before.
Oh, that was the week before?
It was,
okay.
yeah, it was a chicken salad sandwich this last week. And that sounded really good to me. It sounded light and summery, and it was served with watermelon and a treat. And I've already gotten into the watermelon for the year.
Oh.
And it's kind of like, okay, it's not super red, super sweet yet. But
I'm not a big watermelon person.
Aren't you?
No.
Oh, man, I really got, I had a bout with, what do they call it when you're dizzy?
Vertigo?
Vertigo. I had a bout with vertigo, and I was so nauseous for about 2 weeks. And the only thing that sounded good to me was, this is weird, chicken noodle soup and watermelon. Those are the only two things I could eat. And I just got crazy about watermelon during that time.
Okay.
And I think, watermelon's that's a pretty good treat.
Yeah.
I know there's some sugar in it, but it's natural sugar, and it's it's mostly water.
I'll eat watermelon. It's just I won't go out of my way for watermelon.
Okay. You know what I hate, though? I hate buying it at the store because it's heavy to tote home, and all it does is roll around in the back of my car, and I hate cutting it up. I hate those things.
It's kind of funny. I know in Japan, they create them in a way so they're kind of a rectangle cube.
Oh.
Because what they do is they put them in a mold.
Oh, sure.
And so when they grow to that
square.
shape. And so...
Not a bad idea. I know. Because they wouldn't roll around in the back of the car with
They
the
wouldn't
rest
roll
of the
around.
groceries.
You can stack them at the store.
I know. I remember growing up, watermelons were big and oblong.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You can't even find one of those anymore. Not that I want to,
Well,
it's too much.
Because, well, A, it's too much, and B, they want to harvest them quicker.
I guess. The smaller one makes way more sense to me. And the smaller one, my family will eat pretty much at a sitting. If I get one of those smaller, bowling ball size-ish, maybe a little bit bigger, if I get that, we'll eat that in 2 meals for sure.
Well, one of our friends of the family, Dominic, his grandparents grow watermelons, and every once in a while he'd show up with a giant watermelon like that. So they're still out there.
I guess. Well, anyway, that is just too much. I did discover, and this is no discovery because they've been out there forever, but it's like a Tupperware that's specific for watermelon. So there's a little tray in the bottom that allows the juice to go to the bottom so that your watermelon chunks or however you cut it up doesn't just sit in the juice and
get slimy.
Yeah, it gets slimy. So I have a couple of those, and I really, really like those.
It's a genius idea.
It is a good idea, and they're inexpensive, and kind of the rule of thumb though is the bigger the better. I had to get 2 of them in order to, because one of those watermelon, it doesn't fit in one Tupperware. So, but anyway.
Gotta eat more.
I guess you do. All right. They are talking about Florida And of course, they're blaming climate change.
Of course.
Let's just say it's summer, so it's going to be hotter and more humid. I don't know why we have to blame it on climate change. But anyway, they're saying that because of the heat, a lot less people will be vacationing there in the summer. To that, I say, no kidding.
We vacationed in Florida during the summer and had a good time.
Yeah, do you guys usually go June?
Especially when we had both Luke and Adam in school, when we take summer vacations with the boys, you got to go in the summer because
how else do you miss all that school? Yeah.
So that's usually when we go.
You've had good luck, but you usually go. You stay north, like Destin or.
No, we've done.
Have you gone? Fort Lauderdale?
We did it with Fort Lauderdale. Went down to Key West. We've done.
That had to be hot in the summer.
Cocoa Beach a couple times, and then. Yeah, it was.
But I think it's so funny when they say, "Oh gosh, it's going to be hot in Florida."
But I mean, it's hot here in the summer.
I know.
So.
I know. But they're talking about uncomfortable outdoor days. I'm like, shocker. I mean, it's going to be hot, but it's like you said, it's hot here too. We don't blame that on climate change. We blame it on summer.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyway. Okay, are you one of those people that buys the bagged lettuce from the grocery store? I am too, all the time. Anyway, everyone trying to eat healthier, but they say that bagged lettuce could be one of the most riskiest items to buy at the grocery store.
Really?
I'm going to keep buying it. Anyway, when you look at some past outbreaks, bagged salads have been a leading cause of foodborne illness. Now, foodborne illness is no fun. Anyway.
It'll help you thin down.
It sure will. It sure will. But a lot of your lettuce is bagged, unless you buy a head of lettuce, which I never do.
No.
I will buy those 3 heads of romaine. I will buy that once in a while because romaine lasts a lot longer. Bagged salads do not last. Of course, salads do not last at our house. We have one practically with
we don't do as much bagged lettuce for salads. We'll get bagged spinach. Most of the salads that Jen and I have are spinach salads.
Okay.
So.
We always talk about recipes that we find online, and I think I brought that one up because it involved fresh basil.
Mm-hmm.
I made that over the weekend, and it was a huge hit with, I think, everyone in the family.
Nice.
But here's the deal. I went 4 places to find fresh basil. Nobody had any. I ended up stopping at a garden store on my way to the cabin and bought 2 basil plants.
Just have basil?
Yeah, to just have basil. And so I just chopped off, about halfway up, and then I'll just pot the rest and keep growing the basil. So that's probably a better buy anyway. But nobody had it. I went to 4 stores, and nobody had fresh basil. They had thyme, they had oregano, they had dill, they had chives, they had everything, but they didn't have basil. So I ended up buying a plant. And I think I talked about that recipe last week one day, and it was really good. Really fresh, good and summery. Okay, how about this one? Here is a mother and son. They celebrated receiving their master's degrees on the same day together.
Nice.
Yeah. Kyle and Brandy both received diplomas from Texas Christian University. We've supported each other through late nights and strict deadlines. To walk the stage together, especially on Mother's Day weekend, is an incredible and meaningful moment for our family. I bet that was kind of cool. Yeah, I like that story. Okay, I want to know what the most popular baby names are right now.
Ooh, let me think.
Do you want to guess on any of these?
We think. I'm going to say Alexander and Emma.
Emma is number 1.
Okay.
Good job.
I got 1.
Okay, so other girl names, Amelia, Charlotte, and Mia. I like all those names. For boys, you want to guess?
Let's go with...
you guessed Alexander.
I guess Alexander, but let's go with William, Edward, and David.
Okay. Noah, Oliver, and Theodore. James also in the top 4.
Those kids will be beaten up.
No, they won't. No, because Theodore will become Theo. I'd rather be Theo than Teddy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Oliver, I like that name. And Noah. I don't think you get beaten up for being Noah. I like that name. James is just good, solid, normal name.
James, Jim,
Yeah.
Jimbo.
Yeah, I guess. Portillo's, this is a place in Chicago, Chicago-based, is honoring the first American Pope with a limited time sandwich called the Leo.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a Portillo's in...
It's Portillo, not Tio?
Or, yeah, Portillo's.
Okay.
Something like that. But there's one over by that one little shopping complex you and I have talked about. It's got World Market, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff just off 94. I can't remember the place, but there's one in the city.
Okay. Oh, I think I have seen that now that
Yeah.
you say it. Anyway, it's a sandwich, which of course celebrates the election of Chicago-born Pope Leo, and is an Italian beef sandwich dipped in gravy and topped with sweet or spicy peppers.
I'd eat that.
Yeah. The Leo, available through the month of May, which is also Italian Beef Month. Did you know that? Portillo's described this offering as a divinely seasoned Italian beef.
It's funny though, because my parents, or I should say my dad, will actually order from there and have it shipped. They sell frozen stuff. Yeah, he gets the Vienna hot dogs. Because my mom was born in Chicago. He'll get deep dish pizzas. I know for Valentine's Day he picked up a couple heart-shaped deep dish pizzas.
We've gotten, I have a friend who lives in Chicago, and she has sent Chicago deep dish pizza to us a couple of times too. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see what else we have for you. Here is a woman who discovered a long-lost older sister after taking DNA tests. Now they are in their 60s. Again, I wonder, are these things accurate?
I found something interesting over the weekend. Those are actually illegal in France.
Really?
Paternity tests and those DNA things are illegal.
Because?
So many people in France cheat.
Oh.
And they gave the statistics, like 5 out of 10 guys cheat on their wives and 4 out of 10 women cheat on their husbands.
Oh my.
So they've had to actually ban it because it's blowing up families.
Well, I just think that has that option. I mean, that could happen.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a cheating situation, even if it's just maybe something your parents didn't tell you, that Dad had a daughter before I married him, whatever. I don't know. But there's just, I don't know. I actually know of a couple of families who it's really been hard because of what they found out from these DNA tests. Anyway, this one, I hope it's true, because these ladies now, they spent years looking for each other. They spent years looking for the sibling who was forcibly given up for adoption. And meeting for the first time was emotional. She said, I felt an instant feeling of love for the other sister. The sisters believe they all have the same laugh. This is the start of making memories together. They have been looking for each other. They've been looking for the lost sister for 57 years.
At least they knew about each other. It's not like it was a surprise.
Right.
And that is kind of nice that they've been looking for each other and they were able to find each other. So that's it. That could have been a feel-good.
It could have been the feel-good. I've just gotten so jaded. I've gotten so, I don't believe anything anymore. That the government did it to me. My goodness. Okay, couple of trivia questions.
Oh, okay.
One is super easy. Well, maybe if you're old like me, you know the answer. Okay, here's the harder one. The flowers of the curry tree are what color?
I'm going to guess, because curry is usually yellow. I'm going to say yellow.
White. I would have said yellow as well. Okay, what is the name of the skunk in Bambi?
Oh, the ironically named Flowers.
Yeah, flower.
Or flower, yeah.
Yeah, flower. I'll give it to you. So I just thought Bambi is so old that I thought It doesn't say what year Bambi was, but that's been out for a long
I think I remember watching it in the theater when they like...
The remake? Bambi the remake?
Bambi the remake. But every once in a while, you know, before videos became popular, VHS, they'd re-release stuff onto the film or out into the theaters every so many years. It's like, on the 20th anniversary or 25th anniversary, we bring back Bambi.
Okay, and
come watch his mom get
Flower
shot.
was so cute. I know.
That was that's heartbreaking when you're a kid.
Gosh, I guess. Okay, this is a kind of a cool story. It's from the University of Minnesota. Some students gathered for the annual lettuce eating competition. Now, I've never heard of that, but I'd rather do that than eat hot dogs. It happens every May. About 24 students fought for the title of head lettuce and the opportunity to serve as the president of the Lettuce Club. Ethan Lee was crowned the winner after eating a head of lettuce in 3 minutes, 32 seconds. At least you wouldn't be so full. You know, it's not like eating 72 hot dogs. Right hands on your lettuce and left hands in the air. Let us compete today with honor, oh boy, glory, and most importantly, a mild appetite for leafy vegetables. This is what the competitors chanted before the contest started. The winner reported having a tummy ache after the event.
My question was he a vegan, vegetarian, or normal?
Great question. I don't know, but hopefully they're not eating bagged lettuce. Or he's going to
he had a head of lettuce.
Oh, yeah, he had a head.
You got to go through a head. So.
Yeah, a head in 30, what did it say, 32 seconds?
Was it 2 and something?
Can't remember. Yeah. Shoot, I'll find it here. Okay. 3 minutes, 32 seconds. Yeah, that's a head of lettuce. That's a bunch of lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, better than 72 hot dogs. That's all I can say.
You get several rabbits sitting off the side. Come on, man.
Come on, you can do it.
Just drop some on the floor. Just drop some on the floor.
All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, that'll wrap up on Monday. Thanks for joining us. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great day.